esteemed chief guest to please release the souvenir. A great time indeed. We release the souvenir of Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, Bhopal. Thank you, sir. The convocation message. The convocation message, as described in Vedas, is working for the welfare of society while being in harmony with nature. I request our chairman, sir, to please read out the pledge, and the degree awardees are requested to repeat. After I, please call your name.
I, graduate, postgraduate, PhD of the Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, Bhopal, hereby pledge that I shall always endeavor to be conscientious in the discharge of my duties, stand up to my responsibilities, uphold the ethics and integrity of my profession. In this spirit, I resolve to preserve the prestige and pride of my alma mater. In my profession, diversity is a blessing, and each new experience is an opportunity to achieve perfection. I pledge to represent my profession to the world in such a way that speaks of my identity as a graduate of a professionally and culturally rich institute. I pledge that I shall utilize the technical knowledge acquired by me for the betterment of society and advancement of my country with innovation and progressive vision.
Thank you, sir. Now the worthy citizens owe a greater responsibility towards the nation and towards this planet. The future lies before you like a field of driven snow. Be careful how you tread on it, for every step will show. The pledge is a torch to stand by you in the times dark and deep. The 11th convocation ceremony now makes a mark in the annals of Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology. It records sending out 1442 worthy citizens into the society to spread their wings of knowledge and serve for the cause of humanity. I invite the Controller of Exams to bring the register on the dais for the signatures of the chairman. A very sentimental note to announce. We had a very worthy student, Arpit Goyal, in computer science engineering. He passed out last year. We have his guardian before us to receive his degree. I invite the guardian of Arpit Goyal to please come and receive the degree of Arpit Goyal. We do not have words to express the sorrow, but a great work indeed. Congratulations. I invite the Controller of Exams to bring the register on the dais for the signatures of the Chairman, Manit Bhopal. I request everybody to please sit and settle down so that we can maintain the sanctity of the sacred function. We are honored by the gracious presence of our Honorable Chairman, Professor Girjesh Kumar Mehta, Honorary Eminent Scientist, Inter-University Accelerator Center, New Delhi, Distinguished Honorary Professor, IIT Kanpur, Former Director, Nuclear Science Center, New Delhi, former Vice Chancellor, Allahabad University. A few of the many awards conferred upon him are the Best R&D Man, Award of National Foundation of Indian Engineers 1995. He was crowned with the Homi J. Bhabha Award for Research in Applied Sciences in 96. Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Applied Physics 2010. He has authored 3 books and has more than 100 publications to his credit. He has established R&D labs with nuclear accelerators of different kinds. May I now request him to please deliver the presidential address.
It is my privilege and distinct pleasure as the Chairman of the Board of Governors of Manit to be amongst Dr. Sivathanu Pillai, technology leader regarded as the father of BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, Professor Sanjay Dhande, institute builder, innovative technologist, vision planner of several institutes, BOG members, all invited guests, graduating scholars, faculty, students, and you all to the 11th convocation of this institution. My advice to the graduating students: this is the day to celebrate your success. But please remember, your success will be measured by your ability to address challenges that you will face in your professional life. Our country has to focus on taking up emerging challenges by cutting-edge science and technologies. Take up the challenge of bringing Manit on the technology map. The survey conducted by EduTech and RAND Corporation USA of top 850 technical institutions in India put our institution at the 15th position and first position in Madhya Pradesh. We have to live up to this reputation and build on it by focusing on the emerging excitements in sciences leading to new technologies. Our national talent is recognized all over the world. We must find an appropriate blend of old and new knowledge and expertise to arrive at innovative solutions to some of our problems and lift the country. I mention this again, that our nation talent is recognized all over the world. You ask anybody, what is India known for? There's IT. There's somebody say information technology. I say, you are crazy. It's not information technology. It is Indian talent. IT is Indian talent. And that is what everybody wants to have. In late 80s, we were denied supercomputers, which we needed for weather forecasting. Our scientists took up the challenge. CDAC developed the Param supercomputer. I remember reading the Washington Post, which said, "Angry India does it." Our problem seems to be that we are not permanently angry. What can be the real message on the occasion of convocation? You are entering the society as new graduates of scholars Believe in your capacity to transform the problems into challenges and share your experience and expertise with your alma mater. I take this opportunity to wish each one of you, graduating, post-graduating or receiving a PhD degree, the very best in years ahead of professional accomplishments and for a happy, healthy, peaceful and prosperous life. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Your address reminds me of a quote by Swami Vivekanand, who says, Uttishtat Jagrat Prapya Varani Bodhat. Arise, awake, and stop not until the aim is fulfilled. Thank you, sir. Words gain value when used in the right context. My humble vocabulary takes pride in presenting a short introduction of our eminent esteemed chief guest today, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai, DSc, former Chief Controller R&D, DRDO and founder BrahMos Aerospace. Born in July 1947, Dr. Pillai graduated in electrical engineering from Madras University, post-graduated from Harvard Business School, obtained Doctor of Philosophy degree from Pune University and DSc from Tumkur University. He has the pride of serving under the stalwarts like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Professor Satish Dhawan and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam for 4 decades in ISRO and DRDO. Dr. Pillai has been a core team member in the development of SLV-3 and the evolution of PSLV. He was associated with defense mega projects like Agni, Prithvi, Nag and Akash missiles as its program director and chief controller R&D of DRDO. Dr. Pillai is regarded as the father of BrahMos. No wonder he is well known as a defense technologist in the world. He has received honorary doctorates from more than 10 reputed universities of India and Russia. Moscow University of Security, Defense and Law Enforcement honored Dr. Pillai with the Order of Peter the Great and the Academician of the university. He has published several papers in the international and national journals and conferences and has authored many books including The Path Unexplored, Success Mantra of BrahMos, Revolution in Leadership, Nanoscience and Nanotechnology for Engineering. He is the co-author with Dr. Abdul Kalam for the books Envisioning an Empowered Nation and Thoughts for Change, We Can Do It. Dr. Pillai is a recipient of various prestigious awards including Technology Leadership Award, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai Research Award, OISCA, Organization for Industrial, Spiritual and Cultural Advancement, International Award from Japan, Raja Ram Mohan Puraskar, Lokmanya Tilak Award, Performance Excellence Award from Institution of Industrial Engineering, and most importantly, Padam Shri in 2002 and Padam Bhushan in 2013 by the Government of India for his contribution to aerospace and missile technologies, and Order of Friendship by the Government of Russian Federation, the highest Russian award for foreign citizens. He has been recently recognized with Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award by the President of India. Presently, he is the visiting professor at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and chairman of NIT Kurukshetra. May I request him to deliver the convocation address, please.
Good afternoon, to all of you. Honorable Professor G.K. Mehta, the Chairman of the Board of Governors, Dr. Sanjay Dande, Guest of Honor who received the honorary degree today, Dr. Professor Rapukutan, Director of the Institute, members of the Board of Governors, members of the Senate, Controller of Examination, Registrar, Deans, Professors, faculty members, staff members of the NIT, graduates, their proud parents, distinguished guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. My greetings to all of you on this great occasion. I am indeed delighted to be among this august gathering for the 11th convocation of the National Institute of Technology, Bhopal. Most of you who received a degree today are from Madhya Pradesh, and some of them have come from other states to receive the award, to receive the degree. Let me congratulate all of you for receiving the certificate as well as the gold medals. I am happy to note that today the NIT has given degrees to 58 PhDs, 557 postgraduates, 827 graduates. It's a large number, and this youth can definitely revolutionize our society and our country. I wish you, all of you, great success in your prosperous career, and you will have a great future. I was here in Indore a month ago to attend the the summit, Global Investors Summit, organized by the Chief Minister. I was very happy to know that Madhya Pradesh government is doing very well to upgrade the state. Today, Madhya Pradesh is a leading state with 25% growth rate in agriculture, and enormous vision has come for developing the industries. We are all looking for jobs. Our CM has promised that with the investment of nearly 80,000 crores promised by the industry captains of India and abroad, a lot of employment opportunities are going to come. Though you have got employment elsewhere, I think your job from Madhya Pradesh students is to see that you develop Madhya Pradesh. India has a long and renowned history as a country of learning, knowledge and innovation. India's glorious past is embedded with a rich scientific and technological heritage from the Vedic age. The ancient scientists of India were far visionary than others in the world of that time in many fields such as mathematics, medicine, aviation, astronomy and so on. To name a few people whom you may have to emulate, Acharya Kapil enunciated the concept of cosmology and transformation of energy in 3000 BC. That means 5000 years before the cosmology was written by him, and even today whatever measurements he has given between the planets, everything is correct, verified by the scientific means. That means without any tool he has predicted. Acharya Bharadwaj pioneered the aviation technology and spacecraft for travel between planets in 800 BC. Acharya Kanad was the first to propound the theory of atom in 600 BC. Acharya Charaka in 800 BC was the principal contributor to Ayurveda, a system of medicine and lifestyle developed in ancient India. Acharya Sushrut performed plastic surgery in 600 BC. Even today, his method is being followed. Bhaskaracharya was the first to discover gravity 500 years before Isaac Newton. We all studied in our college, schools, everywhere that The theory of discovery came from Newton. But Bhaskaracharya has written that 500 years before him. Aryabhat, a genius in mathematics, was the first to proclaim that the earth is round and rotates on its axis. He told this in 500 AD. Today's information technology is based on the binary numbers, of which 0 was contribution from India. Such was the greatness of our country. All of you who are sitting in front of me, we Indians have the gene with us which can be activated to make us genius like the great contributors of our country. As the new world is moving towards knowledge society, it is the God-given opportunity for the 600 million youth. We are having 60 crore youth population in our country, the largest in any of the countries, who can bring back the glory to make India a global leader among the Committee of Nations. During the last 5 decades, you see after independence, you can see that the Green Revolution came and we are producing today 262.3 million tons of grains. This is a large quantity we are producing, aiming to make 400 million tons, even though area has reduced and water is not available to that extent. In agriculture, Madhya Pradesh has done wonderfully well, and there are many opportunities the state has got for in the agriculture food processing. Operation Flood made the country self-sufficient in milk production. Today, India is the largest producer of milk in the world. Communication, we have got 943.5 million connections, land and wireless. Advancements in healthcare, everywhere you see very advanced hospitals with latest equipment have resulted in increase in life expectancy and medical tourism. The quest for tapping natural resources for producing power has started. We are working on the solar power as well as the nuclear energy to meet our requirement of 300,000 megawatt of power. What we produce today is only 1,30,000 megawatt of power, which is not sufficient for our industrial growth. The nuclear tests which we conducted in 1974 and later in 1998 made our country a nuclear weapon state, heralding that India is a strong nation. Because in the world, strength respects strength. So we have to be a strong nation. In the IT and ITS, we are now crossing, our income is crossing more than $100 billion. This year is 108 billion is the revenue from our information technology. Spectacular achievements came from the space missions. We started with our SLV-3 sounding rockets, then went on to make PSLV and GSLV for polar and communication missions. And you have seen the application of space in the common man's life with village resource centers and many other things have happened. The recent one, after finding water on the moon and then going to the Mars, is a spectacular achievement. Strategic missiles, Agni and Prithvi, they are nuclear tipped and they are available for the nation to protect it. That is the strength of our nation. We have the most advanced cruise missile, BrahMos, with the cutting edge technology which has broken the fifth country syndrome. You know, whenever we do something like SLV-3 when we launched, we were very happy that we became a member of the Space Club. But we were the 7th to do that. When we had exploded nuclear, we were 6th in the whole world. When we did our the intermediate range ballistic missile Agni, again we became 6th. When we have done the Mars mission recently, we became 4th in the world. When we will become 1st in the world? So the BrahMos made India 1st in the world. What do we do now with all these graduates coming up with knowledge? What do we do now? on the aerospace, we are looking for hypersonic to increase the speed. Today our speed is something like 3,300 km per hour. We want to increase the speed to 7,000 km per hour, our flying systems. This is called hypersonics. Hypersonic vehicle, and if it is reusable, which can put payloads at cheaper, cost-effective way, it will help us to start our work in space. Why we have to start our work in space? We need to establish industries on the moon. We have to establish industries on the Mars. This is the way the human race is going through. Why? Because we need energy material. On the surface of the moon, millions of tons of helium-3 is available. So if you get, after uranium, after 100 years, uranium will not be available, fossil fuel will not be available, you have to struggle for getting oil, then the energy resources, when they come down, you need resource, energy material you need. That is why after thorium research, people have to do research on helium-3. That needs fusion technology. So our scientists in nuclear energy, they are working on fusion technology, which will enable to generate energy from the helium-3 which is available on the moon. So I foresee in another 30, 40 years time, when you are, your graduates, when you get highly experienced, you will have to contribute for generating energy for this world. When I see all these gold medalists and the intelligent students before me, I thought that you should write a page in the history of the world. You know, our spiritual wisdom and civilization have been our strength. The brain power of Indians is far superior to those from any other country. And we are on demand everywhere. You see, go to NASA space organization in America, go to the design group, core group, 38% are Indians. You see everywhere Indians dominate because their brain power is very high. Our engineers who are graduating, many of them go abroad and they shine. Many of them work in multinationals, they shine. So they have got a good future. But at the same time, what I demand from them is, we were having 1,000 years of slavery. The onslaughts of invaders for more than 1,000 years and the numbing effects of colonization did not deter us. We have learned to adjust rifts and divisions in our society. But in the process of all adjustments, you graduates, you should know that we have lowered our aims and expectations. From the great knowledge givers to the world and richness, we came down to the lowest strata of prosperity when we got our freedom. Now it is time, it is your time to regain our heritage and wisdom to enrich our lives. We need to home grow our own model of development based on our inherent strengths to tell the world that Indians are great people. So friends, everything is in your hands. You must make yourself ready to do remarkable work which will find a place for you in the history of the world. You know, history is not written for cowards and one who thinks small. Graduates, are you listening? History is not written for cowards and one who thinks small. If you think big, if you have a vision, if you help others, if you do a great task or invention or a great project, you will find a page written for you in the history of the world. I wish the names of those who studied in this great institution be imprinted on that history book. Will you do it? Will you do it? Swami Vivekananda said, few people have undertaken the challenge to come into the history book. To them I am saying, Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, and live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of the body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. That is the way to success. This is what Swami Vivekananda said. Please follow that suggestion given by him, and you will become a great people. I would like to wish you on this important occasion when your life is getting transformed to beautiful life, and when your parents are witnessing your getting the degree, for to all of you, I would like to wish you for a great, great future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very powerful, awakening and encouraging message. It makes us feel very proud that we Indians have the genes of genius. And so we can transform our nation into a very powerful nation and leave a watermark in the sky. I request everybody in the audiences to please remain seated. We are proud of our culture that venerates our guest as a divine being, Atithi Devo Bhava. Though no tangible gift can match his stature, yet we attempt to extend our love and affection. I request our Honorable Director, Professor Appukuttan KK Sir, to present a memento to our esteemed Chief Guest Padma Bhushan, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai. Thank you, sir. I request our Honorable Director to present a memento to our guest of honor, Padma Shri Dr. Sanjay Govind Dhande. Thank you, sir. I request Dean Academics, Professor Geeta Agnihotri, to present a memento to the Chairman Board of Governors, Dr. G.K. Mehta. Thank you, ma'am. I request Controller of Exams, Professor K.K. Dhote, to present a memento to our Honorable Director, sir. I now invite Controller of Exams, Professor Dhote, to propose a vote of thanks.
Chief guest of today's function, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai, Honorable Professor G.K. Mehta, Chairman Board of Governors, Guest of Honor Dr. Sanjay Ji Dhande, Director Dr. Appukuttan Sir, and Dean Academic Dr. Agnihotri, dignitaries on and off the dais, graduating students, their parents, friends from media, and my dear colleagues. It is my proud privilege to propose heartfelt sincere thanks at the occasion of 11th convocation of the Manit Bhopal. Our chief guest, Dr. A. Sivathanu Pillai, is just 1 month older than the Indian independence. He has witnessed the post-independent Indian development of India. Today he has not only shown the way to move on the path unexplored, but also given us the confidence of, yes, we can do it. Today the challenge before us is used to technology for social upgradation. Sir, we acknowledge your contribution for taking us from bullock cart age to missile age. My sincere thanks to you, not only on my behalf and my generation, but also from the generation sitting before us. Once again, I record my sincere thanks to you for coming us to this institute and enlightening us with the ancient wisdom that we already inherited. Thank you, sir. Vidya Param Bhushanam, as the emblem of our institute says, but Vidya, the knowledge and the skill development in present context demands vision. We are fortunate to have renowned academician Professor G.K. Mehta as our chairman. As Sir was discussing in his address about the improving in ranking of the institution, and no doubt that lot of development has taken place in last few years. Construction of new hostels, teaching block, library. Sir, the institution is progressing under your able guidance. Apart from the infrastructure, Chairman Sir has equally stressed upon to improve the academia and research activities in the institute. The number of PhDs this year has gone up to 58 as compared to 38 last year. This itself is an indicator of research activity in the institute. I express my sincere gratitude to Chairman Sir for continuous encouragement and guidance for the development of the institute. I am sure that with his blessings, the institute shall produce technocrats and scientists of high caliber who can bring laurels to the institution and nation. Change is the single most consistent factor in life. To keep pace with time is a challenge before us. We are all very proud of our history of our institute from MSCT to MINIT. Today it is matter of honor for us to have Professor Dhande with us. We are in very close association with Dr. Sanjay Govind Dhande as he is playing a very vital role in reshaping the institute for future. My sincere gratitude to you, sir, on my behalf and on behalf of the institute for your valuable contribution in the field of technical education and accepting the honor. The dream and visions are meaningless until and unless they come true. Execution of idea is equally important. To execute, we have a person with dynamism and positive attitude. My sincere thanks are due to our director, Professor Appukuttan KK, who is constant source of inspiration has lent his untiring support at the time of need. In his dynamic and visionary leadership, the institute is achieving new heights. I personally feel indebted for his advice, encouragement, and interest throughout the process of organizing this particular event. My thanks are also due to Dean Academic Dr. Geeta Agnihotri and Registrar Mr. Ajit Narayan for their support, suggestions and encouragement. I express my thanks to distinguished members of BOG for sparing their valuable time and to grace the occasion. The support of all deans, head of the departments, chairman of different centers, senate members is also highly appreciated. My gratitude go to all coordinators, conveners and members of organizing committee, volunteers of student council and supporting staff for their continual help and support. Dear graduating students, you have added color and flavor by your presence in this particular occasion. All of you have worked hard and rightly deserve to cherish this moment of sense of fulfillment. On behalf of Manit family, I congratulate each one of you and wish good luck for your future. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to the parents of our most valued graduate students who have come all the way from different parts of countries to attend the function. The faculty members, staff members, and my core team members of Controller of Examination Office deserves a loud applause for their meticulous planning and execution for making this event a success. I especially and personally thank each and every individual from core of my heart, as this would not have been possible without their initiatives and unconditional support. Manit has always been in headlines, and for that I thank my friends from media, and sometimes they are so fast that we come to know about what has happened in our institution through newspapers. So my heartfelt thanks to persons from print and electronic media both. I also express my sincere thanks to Almighty for blessing us in making this convention success. And last but not the least, I personally thank each and everyone who has directly or indirectly worked tirelessly for the success of this event. Thank you. Dhanyavad. Shukriya.
May I now request our Honorable Chairman, Professor G.K. Mehta, to announce the closing of the convocation ceremony.
I declare the 11th convocation of Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, Bhopal, closed.
Thank you, sir. I request everybody to stand up for the national anthem and please remain standing till the convocation procession leaves the venue. Worthy technocrats, worthy managers, and above all, worthy citizens. With the sweet memories of this great occasion, with our blessings and best wishes, we bid you adieu. We bid you goodbye. May you gain enormous wealth. May you have a sound health. May you be emotionally intelligent. May you gain spiritual strength and embark on the road ahead. Empower yourselves and empower the society and herald an era of ecotech compatibility with sustainable peace and sustainable prosperity. You would want to regain certain moments, but those moments would never be there. Seasons will always return, but this season will never be there. Once again, many congratulations, and all of you are invited for lunch outside.